Hello, this is Andrew Patricio. My phone number is 202-787-1580, and this is my demo tape for All American Handyman. What I'll be doing is describing a little work I did on my house and then going through a quick little home improvement project down in the basement. Hope you enjoy it. And I'm going to be your next All American Handyman, and let me show you why. Follow me, I'll come show you my house and all the work I've been doing. Well, it's okay, it's not as bad as it looks. Come on in. Welcome to my house. I know it looks like a lot of chaos, but this is the joy of my life. This is what gets me up in the morning, working on this house. When I bought it, it was about 2 years ago, and it was a very old house, so it has very small rooms and very low ceilings, about 8-foot ceilings. And I know I want to have a much more open space, have this much more airy feeling because it was such a small house. So what I did is I knocked down some walls, as you can see here, and the main thing I did was raise the ceiling. I took it from 8-foot ceilings to now they're 11-foot ceilings. So what I did was install this post, which goes from a steel beam in the basement all the way up to a beam, which beam goes across right below the ridge board, across over to the wall over there, so that whole ridge is supported by the beam and the post. And then in addition to those, I installed these collar ties. So between the collar ties and the ridge post, that forms the new structure for supporting the roof of the house. So what's next? Well, I've done all the major framing. I've done most of the insulation for the roof. What's left is to do insulation in the rest of the house, put drywall on top of that, paint and some finish work, and then it's on to the next project. Maybe that's on TV. It's up to you. Okay, so what I'd like to demonstrate is how to attach wood to a concrete basement wall. You might want to do that because maybe you're putting up some shelves, or maybe you want to put up some drywall. You want to finish your basement, so you want to put up wood so you can screw the drywall into the wall. The first technique I'm going to show you is basically using what looks like a regular nail. It's called a masonry nail, and it's a little bit thicker, a little bit more robust, so that when you pound it into the concrete, it'll survive the pounding. So let's just go ahead and show you that. This is pretty straightforward. You simply just put the nail up, piece of wood up there, tap it in a little bit to set the nail. This is just whack it in. You see, this just takes a lot of brute force, and the key thing to this is to be careful about not bending the nail. That's why this is a little bit thicker, so it avoids bending a little bit more than a regular nail would. So this is just about brute strength. There we go. Okay. All right. The second thing I'd like to demonstrate is using a pneumatic nail gun. This is something that you can rent from a tool rental place, or in this case I actually bought it because I'm doing a lot of heavy-duty framing in the house. This is fairly straightforward, but this is a whole lot of pressure and it can be kind of dangerous, so we got to make sure we use our protective equipment. That's why I'm going to put on these ear protection and eye protection. And this is pretty straightforward. Simply line it up. Press the muzzle against the piece of wood and fire. As simple as that. Okay, the final technique I'd like to show you is also the coolest. This is a powder actuated nail gun. So it's a nail gun just like the pneumatic one, but in this case, rather than air pressure, you actually have a gunpowder charge. So essentially it's a gun. It's rather than shooting bullets though, you put a nail in the end and it fires the nail through the wood into the concrete block. So first thing you do, you open it up and you load these special nails in it. You have this little plastic insert around it, and that's simply just to hold it centered in the barrel. So once you load up the nail, you take one of these little bullets. You can get them in different sizes. In this case, this is the medium charge. It's like a .22 caliber little charge. Put it in the barrel, load it. Close it up. And this is actually, there's some safety features to this. It's not going to fire just the way it is. The way the charge works is you press it up against the thing you want to shoot the nail into, and you have to push it up against hard, because that's when it actually loads the cartridge up, and you whack it on the back of here with a hammer. So let's go ahead and do that. So place the wood against the wall where you want to hit it, and now right now it's still, if I hit it, it's not going to fire. I just have to push it in, hold it tight against a piece of wood, and here comes the fun part. Big bang. There we go. A nail fired into the wood.